Americans, are you going to keep falling for this shit, or are you just going to keep every single time, endlessly, getting swindled by Democratic Party entryism? Are you going to keep falling for it again, or are you going to do something differently for once? Because it keeps happening. Alexandria Ocasio Cortez, the future of the left, she's going to change the Democratic Party from within. Oh, she just voted to send another $500 million fucking dollars to Israel so they can buy weapons. And then she tried to justify it. She posted on Twitter, "This does nothing to cut off offensive aid to Israel, nor end the flow of US munitions being used in Gaza. Of course I voted against it. What it does do is cut off defensive Iron Dome capacities while allowing the actual bombs killing Palestinians to continue." Now, this is bullshit. What the Iron Dome does is it allows Israel to attack other countries, Palestinians included, and for other countries to not have any real deterrent against that, because it stops a lot of the retaliatory strikes when they do that. Without the Iron Dome, Israel would not be able to conduct genocide in Gaza. Israel would be getting fucking bombed to shit, even just by Yemen, to the point where a political penalty would have been imposed upon it, and the Israelis would be fucking begging their government to stop the genocide, just so that they stopped getting fucking missiled every day. There is no difference between fucking defense and offense here. Give me a fucking break. What she did here is she voted for genocide. $500 million in funding for supposed Israeli defensive arms also means that Israel saves money on those supposed defensive arms to then spend another $500 million in the fucking bombs. You dumb moron. It's not even that she's a dumb moron, okay? She knows this is wrong. She knows this is wrong. She wants power. She wants fame. She wants money. You don't join the Democratic Party to challenge the system. You join the Democratic Party to become a part of it and then to mislead people into becoming parts of the system themselves. That is her purpose. It has always been her purpose. They start off sounding a little more radical than they'd usually be allowed to, and then they end up like this. Every single fucking time. It's been happening for decades. You keep falling for it. You know who else it's going to happen with as well? Watch this video in 5 years. It will have aged perfectly. And it keeps happening. It's happened with AOC. It happened with many others before her. So I would think that you would fucking realize this eventually. Your new savior, Zohran Mamdani, the prospective new mayor of New York, who got to where he is, who gained popularity from being pro-Palestine, has been dialing back his rhetoric in an attempt to curry favor with the Democratic Party mainstream, the Democratic Party elites. This is someone who has said, Israel has a right to exist. Even though there are many easy ways to answer that question without legitimizing that bullshit.
No, do you believe in a Jewish state of Israel?
I believe Israel has the right to exist.
Not as a Jewish state?
No,
as a state with equal rights.
He won't.
Israel has the right to exist as a Jewish state. Israel having the right to exist. Israel is a Jewish state. If it wasn't a Jewish ethno-state, it would not exist. Israel has the right to exist, says Mr. Zohran Mamdani. He's fucking flopping on this shit immediately. And he allowed them to get to him with this bullshit about globalize the intifada, which is a phrase that barely anyone ever says. But like the Zionist lobby has made it a huge thing. The Democratic Party has made it a huge thing. And this guy goes on TV and he's like, I understand this hurts the Zionist Jewish feelings too much and I'm going to stop saying globalize the intifada, something that I never fucking said before anyway, rather than sticking to my opinions and helping to push back against these fake anti-Semitic beat-up bullshit to the point where this stuff has no more power anymore. He concedes on all their bullshit immediately. If he's doing this already, he's going to be even worse than AOC is now in 5 years. Significantly worse. Because at least she was pretending to care about this shit before. He said he's going to discourage others from using the phrase globalize the intifada and that he will not use it. This guy caves immediately to any mainstream Democratic Party pressure, to any Zionist pressure. Ultimately, because what is important to him is not challenging power. If he wanted to challenge power, he wouldn't be running on the Democratic Party ticket. What's important to him is power, is fame, is money. He wants to be an important guy way more than he wants to actually challenge the system. And you need to stop falling for this Democratic Party entryism bullshit. You're not going to change the Democratic Party from within. You think you'd fucking learn this after like, what, 50 years of it at least? This is why, like, I'm not convinced that Americans do this by accident. I think Americans do this on purpose because ultimately they like to posture as caring about these people in other countries. But at the end of the day, they don't actually care about them. That's why they don't do anything remotely effective for them. That's why it's just vote for the Democrats and pray. Vote for like the new kid on the block Democrat, like fucking specifically allowed to be who he is because they know they can mold him to their will. They always do it. Endlessly, always. And you fall for it always. And it prevents you from fucking doing anything meaningful. Like making your own fucking party, which you fucking morons are going to be complaining in the comments. We can't make our own party. In the USA, things are special. You're not allowed to make your own party. You're not allowed to form your own blocks. Yes, you can. People do it in way worse circumstances than you. People under the foot of US imperialism fucking do it. You don't have those disadvantages, you lying fucks. Ultimately, you just don't care enough. You just want yours. You vote for these people because you perceive them as doing things that benefit you. You're not different to ContraPoint, you're the same as her. All that you do is you keep doing the same thing, it doesn't work, and then you do it again, while always making this exact same excuse that we have to do this because the other thing doesn't work. The thing that you never tried, while the thing that you're doing has never worked before. You fucking morons. It's the exact same logic as ContraPoint in her idiotic statement. 5 years, Zohran's gonna be just like, if not worse than AOC now. 5 years after that, the next person who you latch on to as the savior who's going to change the Democratic Party from within will have changed the exact same. It happens again and again and again and again, and rather than trying something else, you just make justifications for why you can't try anything else. Ultimately, one has to assume that when you do the same thing over and over again, as nothing changes as a result of you doing the same thing over and over again, as the same predictable result happens over and over again, if you refuse to change your strategy, to change what you're doing, you just support the outcome. It's not that you legitimately believe that this time's going to be different. It's that you're fine with what happens as a result of that. And that means that you support the result of this, obviously, which is fucking Alexandria Ocasio Cortez voting to send $500 million to Israel. So yeah. Functionally, that's what you support if you back these people. And the fact that you do not even try to do anything different proves it more than enough.